In this video, I want to take a look at unit of measure conversions. Here in the United States, we like our units of measure with lots of inconsistent increments and a lot of odd numbers, and we like to throw fractions on top of it just to up the level of difficulty. But most of the world needs the crutch of a system that's easily divisible by 10 and consistent. We're going to have to work with meters and feet depending on where we are. So Google's going to display your elevations in the local unit of measure depending on where you are. So what I've done, let's get some screen real estate here. I've opened up Hartley Bay Seaplane Base to Northwest Terrace Regional. Okay, so we've got some elevation changes here, and since we're in Canada, it'll be in meters. So let's zoom in. Actually, we're going to want to zoom in more than 10, and I'll show you why. I want to set my default zoom higher so that as I navigate through the waypoints, as I click on them, it's going to center them in the display. I want to be at a zoom level where I can see the contour lines. So let's look at our first waypoint, which is Tentacle Peak. It's at about, 1,600 meters? Well, the peak itself's at 1,800 meters. So obviously we don't want to run into it. We'll make it 2,000 meters. So we'll set our unit of measure to meters. Now there's a couple settings. Transparency's one, unit of measure is another one. There might be a couple others that it'll save when we close. So if you're outside the United States and most of the time you want to fly in meters, it'll reopen in meters every time you open, and then when you change it back to feet, it'll stay to feet. And as we see, it will convert back and forth for us. So we're at 1,800 meters, or we want to be at 1,800 meters so we don't run into the mountain. So I'll put in 1,800. Well, no, I just said I don't want to run into the mountain. We'll put 2,000 meters. And then we'll take a look at Mount Holt, and it's at 2,000, 2,100 meters. Let's call that 2,500. Okay. And then depending on how many waypoints you have, you just continue to click through each of the waypoints, setting your preferred altitude based on the elevations for each waypoint. It's also a good idea to maybe zoom out just slightly and make sure that you don't have higher obstacles, like maybe this mountain, between your waypoints. So it looks like 1,800. Yeah, this all looks below 1,800 to me. So we'll go back to our beginning airport. The route is shown as the crow flies between the waypoints. Obviously, I don't have to fly over those ridges as I'm climbing. I'll probably climb out here over the bay, and then by the time I'm starting to hit some of these elevations, I'll probably already be at whatever altitude I want to be at. I'm used to feet, so I'm going to switch back to feet, and I know I need to be at 6,500 feet. Now, if I need them nice, neat, even numbers for whichever unit of measure I'm using, you can just go back through after you've set the elevations based on the terrain, and then just adjust them slightly up or down to round off your numbers, if that makes you feel better. Just to recap, set your unit of measure for the locality you're looking at in the drop down. Walk through your waypoints, setting your elevation at whatever altitude above the terrain you want to be, and then switch back to your preferred unit of measure if you're not already in it, and then round off if you want. Hope that's helpful. If you would please like and subscribe.